back to Meeple Village. Today we are going to be doing a full run through of Rune Age. Now Rune Age is a deck building game set in the land of Terrinoth. And if you've heard of games like Descent, Rune Wars, Runebound, all of those games are set in the same land, Terrinoth. We're going to dive in there and we're going to check out this super duper deck builder. So join me at the table and let's play Rune Age. Okay guys, I have the game almost set up. I wanted to show you a few things that are randomized for every game, but for the most part it is set up. So up on top we have the market, because this is a deck builder of sorts, because there's not a lot of things in the market as you can tell, but we have our money and we have our common area of common cards that we can get. And I will be showing you those as they come into place. There's only 3 and there's 2 of each because I'm playing solo. If you're playing with more players, you'd have more of each, still 3, but more of each, so that more players can get the cards that are common to everybody. The other thing that we need are cities, and for a solo game you get 2 cities, and I have all the cities right here. If you're familiar with Terrinoth, then you will recognize Forge, Greyhaven, there you go, Vineville, Riverwatch, Tamalier, Frostgate, Dawnsmore, and their Near Call. So those are all the available ones. We're going to shuffle and get 2 randomly. And again, if you were playing with more players, then you would be getting more cities, but for us, only 2. So in this game we're going to be doing Riverwatch and we're going to be playing at Nericol. Yeah, okay. Maybe because I couldn't pronounce those right. Alright, so those are there. These are out of the game. We don't need them anymore. And I gotta point out that the game, in the diagram for the setup of the game, they have the cities down here, but then there's other stuff that we need to put, like monsters that appear, that we need to put down here, and I ran out of space. So just for sake of space and trying to keep this organized and as clear as I can for you guys, I'm gonna put them to the side, but just know that you know, in the diagram they're down here. And here's our scenario. This is what we're doing. This is what we're going up against. And like I said, and in the diagram that is all the way up there, but I wanted to be able to see it. And also in this particular scenario, we have to defeat this guy. In other scenarios, it's just a card that tells you a little bit of flavor of what's going on. But for this one, we actually have to defeat it, so it's a good thing that I put him here with the monsters, at least I figured. So let's read what we are going to be doing during this scenario. The name of the scenario is Resurgence of the Dragon Lords. And this objective card is considered an enemy. Like I said, in other scenarios, this is not an enemy, this is just the objective card. But for this scenario, this is also an enemy. The player who defeats this objective wins the game. And to defeat it, you guessed it, we gotta do 18 damage to this thing in one go. So needless to say, it's gonna take us a while, but you know, it's there. I have here the monsters that are going to be appearing during the game, and we're going to take a look at them as they come out. But for now, we look at the back of the cards, and you will notice that there's either one little circle or 2. And so we are going to make sure that we shuffle the 2s first, okay? And I'll give it a better shuffle. Oh, I'm trying my best here, guys. Okay, I'm just trying to get the 2s. So the 2s are shuffled, and then we go ahead and do the same thing for the 1s. Yeah, there we go. And we put the 1s on top of the 2s, so we get the 1s first, the easier 1 level first, and then, well, things are going to get more complicated as we get stronger. So the way it would work in more player counts is that everybody would take a turn, and then once it gets back to the first player, before the first player takes a turn, we draw an event. But because I'm playing solo, we're pretty much going to have an event after each one of my turns, which is going to speed things up a lot. Okay, so that's it for the central market and the monsters and everything that's happening. And then we have our player area with our barracks. And what are our barracks? Well, our barracks are our troops, and in this game you can be playing as different factions. I decided to play as the Uthuk today, And because of that, I have these units that I can, well, kind of recruit and put them into my deck. So they're not part of my deck. They're here because they're my individual units that I can recruit. Somebody else might have other units from other, there's elves and there's all sorts of, I think there's 4 or 5 classes. I believe it's 4 classes in this particular game that you can play as. And depending on what you pick, you're going to have your unique set of cards in your barracks. And again, I will show you those when we get there. Just know that there's a stronghold and there's units, and then this is your home realm. Your home realm, 20 HP. If you ever suffer 20 HP, well, you know, you're eliminated. And this game also means that you lose because I'm the only player. So. And finally, your deck, very important. And the deck is going to consist of 5, number 1, coin or gold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 of your lower units, the ones that cost 1 coin. Now, the last thing I'm going to say while I shuffle this is that in this game, different than in other deck builders that you've played, or most deck builders, I guess, out there, there are 3 different currencies, not just 2 like in Ascension or Thunderstone or even Dominion. There are 3 currencies to keep track of, and I think that's what can get like the most confusing. I was playing with someone that's never played the game before, who's, you know, I would say a gamer, maybe not hardcore, but you know, she's played a lot of games, and she was so confused with trying to keep up with the currencies in the game. She could not get it. And also, last but not least, to make it more confusing, a card usually has 2 symbols, so you don't know what you're matching to. What are you getting to? So let me just show you real quick, and then you'll see it done as the game progresses. I'll be showing you, but just so that you know what goes on in the game as far as the currencies. Okay, so here's our city, Riverwatch. Remember, it was one of our 2 cities. Now, in order for me to conquer this city or to gain this card, I need to look at the bottom number, and I need to do a combat of 7. That's that little shield. It's a combat. So I need to play cards that give me combat up to 7 to get this card. Now, when I get this card, whatever's here at the top is what this card gives me. So this card doesn't give me combat. It costs combat, but it gives me something called influence. So there's combat, there's influence, and there's gold. But if I was going to get this gold card, I would need to pay influence in order to get it. See how it's confusing? And finally, to recruit my units, I need gold in order to recruit my units and then be able to combat. So it's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors kind of thing. If you're still confused, don't worry about it. As we play, it's going to become a lot more clear. So let's just go ahead and go to gameplay. Okay, so 5 cards, which I should have dealt before the start of the game. And there's also a cool thing about refreshing your hand, because if I was playing with more players, which I'm not, but if I was playing with more players, you would refresh up to 5, which is the hand size, the usual hand size. There are cards that can make it go down, but for the most part it's 5. So you would refresh to up to 5 cards after each player's game. So player 1 would go, and at the end of her turn or his turn would replenish back to 5. Then player 2 would go, and at the end of their turn, everybody would refill up to 5, and etc., etc. And even after the event, we replenish back to 5 cards. And that's really important because the events will sometimes attack you, and you have to use cards to mitigate that damage. And then you get to go back up to 5, so you have 5 fresh cards for the beginning of your turn. But with all of that said, let's start. So what did I get? And another important thing about this game is you're supposed to play cards one at a time, resolving their effects. You don't just show everyone what you got and go from there. So we're going to play cards one at a time and figure out what we can do with those cards. Here's my hand. The first card I'm going to play is going to be a gold card. And that's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now these cards, they don't have any other effect. There's no text on them. So I have gathered 1, 2, 3, 4 coins for gold. And with that, I can go ahead and buy something. I'm keeping this in my hand to play later if I want to. But with 4 gold, what can I get? So again, I need to look at the bottom of the cards to see what I can get with gold. I see that there's nothing out here in the market that costs gold. So I'm going to go look in my own barracks to see what I can get. Now, I can buy one card that costs 4, or I can buy 4 cards that cost 1. The way I split the gold, it's up to me. However, I cannot have any leftovers. So if I spend 4 gold and I buy a card that costs 3, the 1 gold I lose. Also, you can split it during your turn. So I could have played 2 gold, bought something, then played my other card that is not gold, do something with it, and then play, let's say, another 2 gold and buy something else. So I can also split it like that. Now for this turn, just starting, my other card is not going to do me much good. So really all I have is 4 gold, and I'm going to look into my barracks. Now a lot of times you would think, oh, get the big units, right? But sometimes you want to have those little units and mix and match. So for me, I'm going to buy for 4 gold a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and you'll see why I did that once I start playing these cards, because their effects kind of combo off of each other. Put that in my discard pile, and then I can play my last card. My last card is a combat card, but it only does 1 damage, and there's nothing that I can really fight for 1 right now. And the resolution is not going to trigger unless I engage in combat, which I'm sure it will later in the game. Another cool mechanic in the game is I use these 4 cards, so I have to discard them. I use my gold, but my Berserker, my combat card, I didn't use. So since I didn't use it, I didn't play it, I could keep it. However, in order to keep it, I have to pay 1 influence. I have no influence right now, so I'm going to have to discard it. But later on in the game, I might have built up some influence, hopefully. So for now, I just discard it, and at the end of my turn, I go back up to 5 cards. There's 3, like a good deck builder. Once you run out of, your deck runs out, you go ahead and you shuffle your discard pile, and we get another 2. Okay. Now, now it would be the next player's turn, and the next player turns, and the next player's turn, and then before it comes back to me, we draw an event. But since I'm the only player, then we're going to be drawing an event right now. And what do we get? We get Rally Support. Rally Support is an instant, so it means that it happens as soon as you play it. The first player gives this card to the player on his right. However, there's no player on my right, so I'll just keep it. That player claims this card as a reward. Now, reward is a card that stays with you for the rest of the game. And instead of going into your discard pile, and when you draw it, you use it, it actually stays out in play. And you exhaust it or tap it when you use it. It's going to give me 1 influence. So now I can start keeping cards for my next turns. Remember last time I couldn't? Now maybe I can. And this event is actually, nothing bad happened to us, so we can keep building up our forces before stuff starts to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and put this reward on top of my home realm to indicate that this is mine. This one is still sleeping. I haven't bought it yet, but the Rally Support I can use, and it comes in untapped, unexhausted. I don't remember, ready, whatever the word is. I know it's not untapped or tapped because those are magic words, but it comes in ready to be used. So I can start using it from this turn. Now let's see what I got in my hand and what I'm going to do with it. It looks like I'm going to have a good time doing combat because I have a lot of cards that give me that. So let's start playing them one at a time. First thing I'm going to do is play a Berserker, and that gives me 1 combat. And we go through stages of combat, and that's important, the order. So let's do things right. When I'm engaging in combat, if I am battling or attacking something that is not controlled by another player, which is actually going to be all of the things in this game because there is no other player. But if I am attacking something that is not controlled by another player, then it's called a battle. If I'm attacking another player, if another player is involved, then it's called a siege. Okay, it's very, very similar as you can see, but there are a little bit some differences because in sieges there's units that you can actually wound or destroy. In battle there aren't, and a lot of cards do talk about those units, and they're going to be useless during this game. But for now, let's just go through the stages of conducting a battle. First thing we gotta do is declare a target. So again, I look and I see what can I target with my attack, and the only things up here in the market that I can target are these three cards. The cities have a combat power, value because I can attack the cities and conquer them, and then they come and help me as influence. And also the big bad dude. Now I know I'm not ready for the big bad dude, but this city right here, Nerrick, I think maybe I'm going to have that be my target and start getting some influence for later on. So I need 5 power to conquer that city. Let's see if I can do it. So again, let's look at Nerrick closer. It's 5. And here's one thing that I almost didn't notice, but I'm glad I did. This is the auto defense of the city. So the city is defending +1. So that means that this number just became 6. So I need to get 6 power in order to beat it. Alright, the next step is to assault. And that's when I get to play units and tactic cards. So now after all of that, I can play my Berserker. And he has a resolution ability which is going to trigger later in the phase. So for now, it's 1 power. Next card I want to play is a Flesh Reaper. He adds 2. And he has a when played ability. Now when played ability happened, well, you guessed it, when I play them. So it says wound 1 friendly unit to draw 1 card. So I'm going to go ahead and wound my friend the Berserker. And these units, all units, once they wounded, at the end of combat, they're going to be destroyed. Now they still contribute their power, so I still have 1 from the Berserker and 2 from the Flesh Reaper, making my total go up to 3. But if you notice, this guy, if wounded, add 2 strength to this unit. So if I manage to keep him around until the end of the battle, which I don't see why not, he is actually a 3. 2 from the ability and 1 for just what he has, the basic he has. So that's already 5. And I just need 1 more because the city, remember, is a 5, but it has an auto defense of 1. So I'm going to go ahead and play another Berserker. If wounded, add +2, but I don't think I can wound it. But I think with this, I'm ready to go. I'll keep my other 2 cards in my hand. The next step I need to follow is Attrition, and this is only against enemies with the die icon. Remember our friend the dragon? He has the die icon down here, so with him, if we were fighting him, we would be rolling the Attrition die. However, the city that we're attacking does not have the Attrition die symbol on it, so we don't need to roll for Attrition. We can move on to step number 4, which is Resolution, and that's where we're going to trigger that ability for our Berserker, and then end of combat, which we compare who has the highest amount of combat values. If there's a tie, then the attacker is the winner. Now we're standing at, this has triggered the resolution. If wounded, add +2, so we have 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is just enough to defeat the city and conquer it. The units that I played go to my discard pile, not my stronghold. The unit that was wounded, though, gets destroyed, and when a unit or any card gets destroyed, it goes back to its original pile. So it goes back to my barracks, and I may be able to purchase it again later on. Now I still have 2 cards in my hand, which I haven't played. However, they're not going to do much. So remember that influence we talked about? I can spend an influence to keep 1 around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually play my dollar and my gold, and I'm going to buy Berserker, which you can see costs 1. So the guy that was just wounded and was destroyed, I'm getting him back into my hand, or actually back into my discard pile. Those go in my discard pile. And then my Berserker, which is a good combat card, I am thinking that I might be getting enemies very, very soon. So I'm going to tap my city, not my city, my rally support. Oh, actually, and I need to get my city over here, which actually, with that happening, yeah, I did conquer the city, so it's now part, and it comes untapped. So I have options. I can keep my card, my Berserker, or I can spend 3 influence to buy a better gold card, which will let me get my better units. So I think I'm going to do that instead. I'm going to tap both of my, let me keep this in my hand still, to get gold, because if you look at gold, it costs 3 influence, and it's going to give me a little bit more gold. Again, that goes in my discard pile. I've exhausted my 2 cards, and then now because I cannot pay the influence to keep this card around, it's gonna have to get discarded. And that's the end of my turn. At the end of my turn, I go back up to 5. And before I can take another turn, we're going to draw an event card. What do we get? We get a Slumbering Dragon Lord, an enemy. I figured it wouldn't be long before this happened. Okay, so enemy. The player who defeats this enemy claims it as a reward. So the good thing is that after we defeat him, which is going to take us 5, plus we have to roll that attrition die, but then we're going to have 1 influence for the rest of the game. So I went ahead and I placed him here so that I know this is what I need to be focusing on defeating is right here in front of me. And now I can have my turn. At the beginning of my turn, the first thing that happens is that everything gets refreshed, readied, untapped, unexhausted, whatever word you want to use for that. And once that's done, then I can go ahead and play my cards. Now, what do I want to play? Here's my hand. I have 2 combat and no way of wounding these guys to get extra strength. And then I have $3. So I'm going to play my Berserker, and I'm going to play my other Berserker. And I'm going to do a combat action. Now, I look around and there's nothing in the market that I can combat. 2 power is not going to be enough. 2 combat is not going to be enough to defeat this 5 powerful guy. So instead, I'm going to look at my barracks, and there's this card. The Uthog Stronghold is one of those cards that doesn't go on the discard pile, but it stays in place for the rest of the game, and you tap it to get influence. Now, it costs $4 or 2 combat. So with my 2 Berserkers, I can conquer this stronghold. So I'm going to go ahead and place my stronghold here. You see how quickly you run out of space? But there it is. And then I'm going to play 1, 2, and 3 gold. And there's nothing out there for gold, so I gotta look into my barracks to get some stuff. Now for 3, I will go ahead and get my harder hitting guy, which you know, it's gonna start hitting for 3 when I get him. And he also has an ability. It's not as cool as the other, which combo off each other. You know, you wound and then you get the +2 power, but it'll help me. So I'm gonna put him on my discard pile, and then I'm not finished with my turn. It's true that I played all my cards and they all go they're all gonna go on my discard pile because I've played them all, but I still have influence that I can use. Now I have nothing to keep because I used all my cards. The one time that I can actually keep stuff. But let's see. I have 2, 3, and 4. And with 4 influence, I'm looking at Forced March, which is going to provide me an action. It says destroy 1 card in your hand to draw 2 cards. So I can start getting rid of cards that are not as great to draw 2 cards. I'm thinking if I start getting better gold, then I can start getting rid of my, you know, puny 1 gold coins, and that way thin my deck a little bit. But with that, I finished. I haven't attacked the guys that are here, unfortunately. And at the end of my turn, I go back up to 5. There's 1 right here. So let's see. Before I can take my turn, though, we need to reveal another event. And we're still at the number 1s, which are the easy guys. Let's see what this enemy is all about. The Dragon Lord Mythrillin is actually very similar to the other enemy that we have in play. The player who defeats this enemy claims it as a reward. It's going to give us a gold. Of course, this guy takes 6 power to defeat and the attrition die. Put him right here with the other monsters, and let's see what we got. So here's my hand, and there's that new card I just got. Let's go ahead and use it first. Action. Destroy 1 card in your hand to draw 2 cards. Play that, and the card in my hand that I'm going to destroy, you know it, is going to be my gold coin. So my gold coin is going to go back to where it came from, which is here in the market, and I get to draw 2 cards. I have a lot of combat cards in my hand. I have my new unit, so let's see if we can do it. I have my combo. First, I gotta declare a target. Considering my hand looks pretty good, I'm going to try and defeat this enemy and get that gold coin. He takes 6 and the attrition die. First card I'll play is a Berserker. Okay, that's 1. Then you know I like my combo, so I'll play a Flesh Reaper. 1/1 friendly unit to draw 1 card. So let's do that. I drew a gold, so I'll put it into my hand. Okay, let's keep going. Then let's do my 3. He has an end of combat ability, so this is going to trigger at the end of the combat. End of combat. Place 1 friendly unit, including this card, on top of your deck instead of discarding or destroying it. So this guy just keeps coming back. So good for him. Okay, so he's a 3, so I'm a 3, 4, 5, 6. I am right where I need to be, but remember there's an attrition die that's going to be rolled. So just because of that, I'm going to go ahead and play a last unit, another Berserker, to put me at 7. And actually I'm at 7, 8, 9 because this guy is wounded, so during the resolution that's going to happen. However, I've declared my target and I've played my units, but now I gotta roll the attrition die. So when I roll the attrition die, it's going to make me destroy units, possibly. So here's our friendly die, and I have 1, 2, looks like 2 chances, 3, 1, 2, no, 2 chances of drawing a blank, which would be great. 1, 2, 3 chances of getting 1 skull, which means I have to destroy a unit. And when I destroy a unit, it doesn't contribute to its power anymore. It doesn't contribute its power anymore. It's out, and so, ouch. And if I get this one, 2 of my units are not going to contribute, which is going to be even worse. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we get. And we get to destroy 1 of our units. So I don't want to destroy this unit because it's giving us a +2. This is more expensive, so I'm thinking this guy that came in last. If I destroy him, I think I can still make it. So I'm going to destroy him. Remember, he goes back to my barracks where I can buy him again for gold, which if I defeat this enemy, I'm going to get that gold so I can get him back. We've done our attrition, which we haven't done before, and now you've seen it. And now we're going to go to resolution where the ability of my Berserker is going to trigger. And then end of combat where the ability of my other unit is going to trigger. Okay, so during resolution, this guy gets +2 strength. And now we go to end of combat where we check how much power we got. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. More than enough to defeat our enemy. And then at the end of combat, this triggers and I can keep 1 of my units. This guy, because he's wounded, is going to be destroyed. So I have a choice between keeping 1 of these 2. And well, you know I'm going to keep the bigger unit. Okay, so my Berserker, he was wounded. Thank you for your services. You did help me get an extra card, which actually was also destroyed, but you know. And then my Flesh Reaper, it was played, so it goes into my discard pile. My Warlock Chieftain, I choose him. Yes, Pikachu, I choose you. So Warlock, I choose you. You're going to be the one that's going to stay on top of my deck and come back to me so that maybe we can defeat the other dude that's in our way. And I still have 2 more cards that I can play. And they're money. So I have $3, and because now I have my new enemy, I actually have $4 that I can use. I think I'm doing okay with influence, although I would love to get that dragon, that demon I guess it's called. But for now, with $4, what do I want to get? Do I want to get more units? I did get rid of a bunch of units, so I think I'm going to exhaust or tab to get $4. And with those $4, let's see, I will get a Flesh and 2 more Berserkers. See if I can get that combo to kick in a few times. And now I still have some influence. What can I get with 4 influence? Let's see. I can get more money because now I'm kind of thinning my deck with that Forced March. Or I can get another Forced March because I have exactly 4. I can even get a Battle Cry, or if I get a Battle Cry as 2 and then I have 2 left, which is not enough to get the money. So I think I'm going to get the money this turn. and we'll see how that goes. Now it is the end of my turn. There's one more influence, but there's nothing I can buy with that, so I'm done. All the cards that I played go into my discard pile. I played all my cards, so I can't keep any for my next turn, but I do go back up to 5. But before I can take my next turn, we're going to get another event. And now we're up to the level 2s. So things are going to get interesting, but I am getting stronger. So this little fella comes out with a vengeance. Dragon Lord, oh my goodness. Frenelix is an instant, so it happens right away. Deal 3 damage to each player's home realm. Now I'm not scared yet, because my realm takes 20 to defeat, but 3 damage is 3 damage. So this instant will go to a discard pile, maybe right here, but just to make it not so crowded with so many cards, I'm gonna just keep it face up, so I know I've used it, but put it on the bottom of the deck. That way we stay kind of tidy. And then there's 3 damage coming my way. Put him here on my home realm. Yeah, okay. And now I can take a turn. The first thing that happens is I refresh. Okay. And then we get to play our cards. I know I have that powerful unit. Let's see what else I got. So here's my hand. And yeah, like I said, I have my unit that comes back. So let's play it first. I'm going to do a combat action. 3. Oh, first I got to declare my target, right? So I'm going to declare this enemy as my target. He only takes 5 and the attrition die. But let's see if we can beat him. Okay, I'm hoping only one unit will die. And 1 unit is going to be destroyed. So I take it out. It goes back to where it came from. But I still have 3, 4, 5, which is just enough to get this guy defeated. Now it's going to become influence. My cards were not wounded in battle, so I keep them all. I have 1 more influence. Just keep it like that. Okay. And I have $1 in my hand, so you know with $1 I can get my unit back. And that's all played. Now let's see. Oh, I had another $1. I can have another $1. I can get another Berserker. Why not? They come in very handy. They're like food for the attrition die. And then I have 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5. Not quite enough for 6, but with 5 I can get a lot of money. I can get one of these. So we'll do that. And tap this one too. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So that's the end of my turn. At the end of my turn, I go back up to 5. 1, 2. We're doing a good job of keeping the enemies at bay. I mean, we've defeated all of them. Of course, now we're getting the level 2. And I feel like I still haven't even bought one of my Chaos Lords, which is my strongest unit. And I need to get this dude at 18. Now I'm not, like I'm usually like around 6 or 7 combat damage. Nowhere near 18. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so before I can take my turn, of course, we're going to get a new enemy, and it's Dragon Lord Zates. Alright, so he is an instant, so it happens right away. This card attacks the home realm of each player who has at least 1 reward, excluding rally support. I have rally support, but I have other rewards as well, so this is going to attack me. Put it right here just to indicate that I'm fighting it, and whatever I have in my hand, that's what I am battling it. Now it's going to attack me for 9. And what's going to happen is I'm going to try and mitigate as much damage as possible, but whatever else goes through is going to be dealt to my home realm. So let's see what I can do. Okay, so I can play any units or tactic cards that I want. And tactic cards are these that I've bought with influence. So first, let's do this. I'm going to destroy 1 card in your hand to draw 2 cards. So I'm going to get rid of one of these little guys to get 2 cards into my hand. Hopefully bigger, stronger units. And I got another one of those back in a 3, so that's perfect. So that's going to be actually the first unit I'm going to play. It's going to be 3 power. And then here's another power, that's 4. And 5. And you know it, I'm going to wound one of the units to draw a card. So let's wound this one. So here, this card I already played, let's get rid of it. Okay, And last but not least, oh, I drew a card. I got something that's not going to help me, but it's a lot of gold for next turn. And last but not least, another Berserker. So what am I looking at? I mean, I've just put all my eggs in one basket. So I'm going to replenish my hand anyways. So I have 3, 4. The resolution triggers this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm at 10, which means that, yeah, this guy doesn't get through. I can even keep one of my Berserkers. But I won't. I'll play him out so I can get fresh cards, maybe more gold. One of my Berserkers was wounded in battle, so I'll have to destroy it, but the other guys are going to go to my discard pile. We've defeated him. He's not a reward. He's just a pest bothering us, so he just goes to the discard pile, which again I'm going to keep down there. Now at the end of the event phase, I refill up to my hand size, which is right now is 5, so let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I can begin my turn. First thing, I'm going to refresh everything. Okay. And we still have this guy. I also want to try and get that city. Let's see if I got any comeback. I shouldn't have. Let's see what I got. Oh, no. Yeah, I didn't. I got a ton of gold. Ton of gold in my hands. So let's play them all and see what we can get. 3, 4, 5, 6, $7. Or 7 gold, I should say. So with 7 gold, I can definitely get my first Chaos Lord. So for sure I want to do that. That's 5. And then I have 2 left. Actually, I have 3 left if I do that. So with 3 left, I'm going to get one of these guys that lets me keep units around. Because now I might want to keep my Chaos Lord around. I need all of my cards, but I still have influence. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 influence. 1 shy of that. But let's see. I can get 2 and 3. Yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 to get a battle cry. I'm gonna divide and conquer. And I'm going to spend 3 to get another $2. So a little bit of money, a little bit of combat. That's what I've chosen to do. Split it around. And I'm going to be thinning my deck hopefully with that Force March, which I might start getting more off in the future. In the meantime, my turn is over, so I go back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And of course, before I can take my next turn, we're going to get another event. And it's Dragon Lord Gox. So this guy is going after my home realm. Start of each event phase, deal 2 damage to each home realm. And he takes 8 to defeat, plus the attrition dice. So, but I have better units now. Let's see if I can get him. I'm going to put him here with our enemies. And then I can take my turn. First thing I'm going to do is refresh all of my cards. And let's see if I got any good combat cards. So my hand is not that great. I have some gold and some combat, and it makes sense because I have been kind of going, going both ways. I'm first going to do a battle, even though I don't know that I can win it because I get to draw cards if I win an enemy. So I'm going to declare a target, and I'm going to go against the city because there's no attrition and I only need a 7. Is the easiest one, and this guy has no defense, so it's a straight 7. First, I want to play a Berserker, straight at 1. Then, you know it, I'm going to play my Flesh Reaper. When played, wound 1 unit. Of course, I'm going to lose my unit, so I better get something good out of the deck. My deck is actually empty, so I gotta shuffle. And I get a Flesh Reaper. I'm gonna go ahead and play him because that's the 7 that I need to get there once we go to Resolution. Because during Resolution, this unit is going to get +2 strength. So I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. My Berserker is destroyed. These are the cards I've played, which will go in my discard pile. At the end of my turn, I get my city. Riverwatch is now mine, and now I have a ton of influence. I can finally start getting that dragon, which I'm probably going to need if I want to defeat that bad guy. Now I still have 4 gold in my hand, and what am I going to get with 4 gold? I'm going to get another Warlock Chieftain and another, or should I get more Berserkers? I'm running out of Berserkers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure, let's do it like that. And yeah, because those Berserkers really are feeding the attrition die. And then I have a Berserker in my hand. Before I decide if I want to keep it or not, let's go ahead and see what I'm going to do with all of this. So I know I want to get the demon. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, I have another dollar for another berserker. Okay, so with 6, I will get my first demon. Pretty much he's just a big attacker. He's going to be doing combat 5, and this unit cannot be destroyed in combat unless it is wounded. So basically what that means is that if I roll the attrition die, I cannot pick this unit to be destroyed. So if all I have are demons and I roll the attrition die and it asks me to destroy a unit, no unit gets destroyed because this unit cannot be destroyed unless it is being wounded. Okay, so there's my dragon, and then I still have 2 influence left. With 2 influence, I will get, do I get a battle cry or do I think I'm gonna get a battle cry. So I'm gonna spend my 2 influence to get the last battle cry. Did I show you this one? Just in case I didn't show it to you before. It says play during combat, and the resolution is, during the resolution, add 1 to each unit's strength in your army. So that's going to come in very helpful if I have a lot of those little berserkers. Or even if I have a hand of like 5 units. Just 5 more combat damage that they're doing. So anyways, that goes into my discard pile, and I think I'm done. I have to get rid of my berserker because I don't have any energy. Any influence to keep them around, but I'm happy, and that's the end of my turn. We still haven't done, yeah, okay, and start of each event phase, which is going to be now. But first, at the end of my turn, I go back up to 5. Okay, now we start the event phase, and the first thing that happens is that Dragon Lord Gox is going to trigger and is going to deal 2 damage to each home realm. So I kind of have to get rid of him as soon as I can. 2 more damage is going to put me at 5. Which is a 4th of my HP, because I have 20, so there's a 5. Okay, and now we get, of course, another event. Let's see what we get. It's Dragon Lord Margaret. So he's an enemy, takes 12 to defeat, but the player who defeats his enemy claims it as a reward, which reads, when attacking the objective, gain +3 strength. So yes, it takes a lot to defeat, but then he helps me defeat the main guy. Of course, I think I first need to get rid of this guy that's actually hurting me, but you know, we'll deal with that depending on what cards I get. So for the beginning of my turn, I refresh everything, and then let's see what I got. So first, as an action, I'm going to destroy 1 card in my hand to draw 2 cards. I'm going to get rid of one of my berserkers just to see if I can get stronger units or something better into my hand. And I got a gold and a warlock. So I think I have enough to go ahead and do combat and get rid of this guy that's hurting my home realm. I don't think I have enough for Margaret, but this guy takes 8 to defeat and the attrition die. This one I've already played. So for my first combat card, I'm going to play the Chieftain, which has an end of combat ability. We'll worry about that later. Chaos Lord, though, has a when played ability. It says destroy or wound 1 participating unit. But there's no reason for me to do that because I don't have my little guys that get bigger when I wound them. So I'm not doing that. And go ahead and play my Warlock. And again, he's the one that has an end of combat. So I'm sitting pretty at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is more than enough for me to defeat this guy. However, if one of my units gets destroyed, I won't be able to do it because I'll go down to only 7. So I have to roll a blank this turn. I was hoping I was going to get more of those little units into my hand, but I really didn't. There it is. We managed to do it. There's a blank, which is exactly what we needed. No units were destroyed in the making of this game. Alright, so with 10 damage, this guy gets toasted. And we're going to put him, he's not a reward, so we're just going to put him at the bottom of the deck on the discard pile. Okay, put him here. All the units, my units were not wounded in battle, so I get to keep them. However, remember I have 2 of these Warlock Chieftains, which lets me keep at the end of combat, place 1 friendly unit, including this card on top of my deck. So I'm going to keep the 2 strong units. I already have a secured 7 for whatever is coming next. And I still have cards in my hand and stuff here, so what else can I do? I'm going to play my dollar, and I have 3 other dollars, so that puts me up to 4. I'm going to get more of these little units. I'm going to just get all of that because that combo is just too good. I don't know, maybe I should be getting more of the Chieftain, but let's go like that and see what happens. Then of course my influence What am I going to do with my influence? Well, I know I can get another demon. 5 and 1, 6. I probably want to do that. And then with this 2 influence, what can I do? No more cheap cards that cost only 2 influence. I can get dollars to burn them, but I don't think so. I don't want to clog my deck with a bunch of stuff. So I think I'm going to stop and leave it like that. And at the end of my turn, go back up to 5. I know 2 of those are strong cards. Let's see what event we get. Dragon Lord Kaladra. So this is another enemy. It's only 10 to defeat, so not as bad as the one we previously got. The player who defeats his enemy claims it as a reward, which reads, when attacking the objective, you may reroll the attrition die once. The attrition die has been good to us, but you know, that can change when we attack the big bad monster. Okay, so we're gonna put him here. He can join forces with the other guys, and now let's see what can we do. First thing during our turn, we're going to refresh, and now that I don't have so much stuff, well, actually I need to keep space just in case they come back. So we'll just keep it the way it was. Okay, so just want to make sure everything is, you can see everything. Okay, we'll leave it like that. There's our deck. Okay, we refresh everything, and we know we have those 2 strong attacks, and we also got, okay, let's see. So first, I'm going to declare that I'm going to attack the new guy, because he's the easiest one, and my hand is not bad, but it's not that great with the attrition die, you never know. Then I'm going to start by playing my battle cry, which is going to let me add, during the resolution, 1 to each unit's strength. So we've got that. We've got our one little guy. Then we have our Chaos Lord, which says when played, destroy or wound 1 participating unit, friendly or opposing. So I can wound my Berserker so he gets a little stronger. And then finally, I'm going to play my Warlock, which is going to let me keep 1 of my cards for next turn. Alright, so with that, we go to Attrition. And luckily we don't have to destroy anything again, because I don't think we would have made it if we would have had to destroy something. Like if we destroy that, then we're just at 4, 7, 8, 9, and it took a 10 to get that guy dead. But with this, we did do it. It's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 because of our battle cry. So we're at 13. We could have even destroyed the other guy. But this guy gets destroyed. All these cards go in the discard pile. We get a reward, which lets us reroll the attrition die. I still have $3 in my hand and 4 with that. So with 4, I'll just get 3 and my Berserker back. And then with my influence, let's see, 2, 3, 4, I'll get Forced March. And then I still have 4 left. I'll go ahead. I kind of gonna get this thing out of here, but you know what? I'm just gonna spend 3 to get another $2. And with that, it's the end of my turn. So we go back up to 5. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. And I thought I was going to thin my deck, but it looks really hefty. Alright, so what's our next event? Actually, our last event. It is Dragon Lord Coreguard. Let's check it out. Dragon Lord Coreguard. It's an instant. This card attacks the player whose home realm has sustained the least amount of damage. Well, in this case, it's always going to be me. So in the case of a tie, it doesn't matter. This card attacks the home realm of full tie players. So it's going to be 12 coming my way. Can I defend against the 12? Gonna be tough just looking at my cards. Let me show you what I got. I have combat cards. I just don't know if it's gonna be enough. So first I'm gonna play my tactic. Destroy 1 card in your hands to draw 2 cards. So I will go ahead and you know, this guy is gonna be the one that's gonna have to go. I'm gonna put him back in my barracks and I get to draw 2 cards, and it's gold, so it's not gonna help much. Moving on, I'm going to play my Berserker. Then I'm going to play my Flesh Reaper, and when played, wound 1 friendly unit to draw 1 card. And I draw a demon, which is great. I'm going to play him right now. He cannot be destroyed, remember? And, you know, I have 1 more Berserker, so why not? And let's see. There's no attrition on the card we are fighting. Take this one away. Make some room for these guys, and let's count how much power we have. So right here we got 1 plus 2 for the resolution step. It goes up to 3. So 3, 4, 5. Here's 10. Here's 11. So we were able to at least fend off 11 out of the 12 damage coming our way. So the good news is that we only take 1 damage. The bad news is our demon is going on our discard pile. We didn't get that card that lets us keep something. And our berserker, of course, is wounded, so he is destroyed, but this card does not affect us. We are going to get more events, and I'll show you how that's done probably next round. Unless we kill the bad guy, then I'll tell you how it's done. But in the meantime, at the end of the event phase, I got 2 cards, so I get 3 more into my hand. Okay, and now I can take my turn. We have 2 enemies waiting for us, and let's see what can happen. Now you notice that I'm running out of stuff to buy, which means thinning my deck has to happen. There are some cards that I no longer will, at least I don't think I'm going to need as much as others. In the meantime, what I get, I'm going to do a combat, but this doesn't look good. I'm at 7 by my count. 9. Unfortunately, my hand is not that great, because if I'm going to do a combat, I have this guy that lets me bring people back, and this guy that lets me wound something, which is not gonna help me grow. So I have 7, and the battle cry would put me at 9 because it gives +1 to every unit. So I'm at 9, and nothing over there takes 9 to kill. I have a 12 and an 18 waiting for me. So I guess we'll start with our money. We have 3 gold. 3 gold is also not, oh actually I have 4 gold if I count that. Still not the best. I cannot get my Chaos Lord. What do I want with 4 gold? Well, I'm gonna play these cards. I'm gonna get a Warlock and a Berserker for 4. And then I'm going to play that guy, and just that guy, to get my last, well, to get a stronghold. Let's see, yeah, there's 1 stronghold. Let's put it here, and I still have another stronghold, might as well. So at the end of combat, I can place this card on top of my deck, because he was the only one that did combat. This is, I ended that combat, and I'm going to choose a new target, and my new target is going to be my stronghold. I have a Chaos Lord that's going to let me get the last card there. Just put it here even though they don't match. Oops, I used this one, so it's got to stay tapped. Okay, and all of this was not wounded. I have 1 card in my hand. I have a lot of influence and not much to spend it with other than money. And I don't really want money in my hands. I mean, I will spend 5 to get one of these, so that hopefully I can start thinning those dollars just clogging my hand now. And then the battle cry, I'm gonna pay 1 influence to keep it around, because it will add 1 to each unit strength in my army. So hopefully next turn I get a lot of units that I can, use this card on. So that was it for my turn. I go back up to 5. I already have 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we would draw an event, but the event deck is depleted. So what we do is we take all the level 2s and only the level 2s, which are all of them, and we shuffle them back, and that's how we're going to get a new event. So all those things that we already defeated, well, they're coming back to haunt us while we get to defeat the big bad guy. And the first one is Dragon Lord Zates. So if you remember this guy, it is the one that attacks the home realm of each player that has 1 reward, which will be me, but it's only a 9, so let's see if I can beat it. And of course I have a bunch of attack cards now that not that I don't need them, but I would like to have these when it's my turn so I can finally defeat that monster. Let's see if I can get to 9. I think I can. Let's try it. I'll play this one that lets me keep a card, and I'll play this one as well. Same effects, lets me keep a card. I'm hoping to keep these 2 big cards with me. That's 6, and then that's 7, and that's 8, 9, and I don't need to wound my unit. I don't want to draw a card, so I think I'm going to keep it like that, and I'm not even going to spend my battle cry, because right there I'm at 9. All of my cards go back to my discard pile. This guy is back to the discard. Didn't affect us. And now I can take my turn. Of course, at the end of the event phase, I go back up to 5. So let's do it. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, during my turn, the first thing that happens is we have to refresh everything. Okay, and then what do we have in our hands? Okay, I've got some good attack cards, no money, so money's coming next turn probably. I got my demon. Let's see, let's think about this. This is gonna give us +1. Thinking, can I make it? Can I make it to the big guy? That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm at 13 only. Okay, well I can't beat the big bad guy. I don't think I can unless I draw really good but I don't know if I'm going to get to draw really good. So since I have to declare an attack, declare a target right now, I'm going to go ahead and declare the Margaret as my target. He's going to give me +3 strength if I defeat him. He's a reward that helps me with that. I know I'm going to get another event soon, but which I have to deal with. But if I can get this guy under my belly, then it should be easier to defeat the big boss. To get to 12, I'm going to start with my demon, which is a straight 5, and it cannot be destroyed. And then I'm going to play my guy that brings people back, that lets me put something on top of my deck, which will probably be my demon. And then I'm going to send my little guy with the 1, but of course, you know, the combo is happening again. That's going to let me wound a friendly unit to draw 1 card. What do I get? I get another one of these. I could wound another unit. Let's see, where am I standing at right now? I am at 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I am at 13. Just in case, I'm going to play now my battle cry and give each unit +1 because the attrition die is coming, and it's been nice. It's been good to us. Should I play this guy just in case? I think I will, but I won't wound anything. I'm just going to put him there in case the attrition die fails us. Go for attrition. And it's 1 unit that needs to be destroyed. Okay, not bad. So if I destroy my Berserker, can I still make it to 12? 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, I can. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus my battle cry that gives everybody +1. I'm going to go ahead and destroy the Berserker so he doesn't count. So that +2 doesn't count anymore. But I can make it without it. And now for the resolution. With all my cards here, I have 5, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I didn't make it to the big bad boss, so I'm glad I didn't pick him as my target, but I did destroy Margaret. My Berserker is wounded, so he is destroyed. All my other cards were not wounded, so they're gonna go by at the end of my turn. I don't have any other cards, so let me put these here in my discard pile. I'm getting confused. Do I want to get anything that's out there? You know, I starting to think it's probably not a good idea. This guy comes down here as my reward. I'm gonna gain that +3 strength. I think I'm just gonna pass. I don't know that I want to keep putting money into my deck until I start thinning a little bit more. So with that said, I've finished my turn. I could get a Berserker, yes. I will do that to get one of these little guys that gets eaten all the time. Although I really don't want to have so many of them, because if I get a bunch of them in my hands, I'm not going to be able to go against this guy. But for now, he's on my discard pile, so that should be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to get, of course, another event. And it is Dragon Lord Courtguard. So basically, this guy is attacking me. He's attacking, you know, somebody, and I'm the only one around. 12 damage coming my way. My hand this time around, not looking so great. I just have 2 Berserkers, so that means that I'm going to get 10 damage. Wow, that's a lot of damage. So just like that, I am 15 out of 20 and almost dead just because of 1 attack card. And a bunch of little guys. Didn't I just say that having a bunch of little guys was probably not a good idea? And I know for my next turn, all I have is money, which I know I can't defeat him, so I need to continue to bear on. So anyways, that was the event. It's my turn. At the end of the event, I replenish, and I got more money. Okay, well, I guess it's my turn, so we'll play Force March because I can destroy one card to draw two cards. I'm gonna go ahead and destroy $2 because, well, I either destroy $2 or $3. So I put the $2 back there. I'm gonna get to draw two cards, and it's more money. Then I have Berserker, which I don't think I can do much with. So I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So with $8, I know I'm gonna get a Chaos Lord, and that's 5. And then I have 3 left, and I think I'm gonna stay there. I cannot afford any more Chaos Lord, so I'm just gonna put all this away. Now, do I want to keep my Berserker in hand, or do I want to look for bigger, better cards? I mean, he is good for attrition, and he is a 3-year if I can wound him. So I think I will pay 1 influence to keep him. And with that, I'm going to say my turn is over, and we're going to go back to the event phase. And hopefully I don't get another 5 damage, because if I do, then I lose the game. Dragon Lord Gox. This guy is going to be doing 2 damage to my realm every round. Alright, 2 guys to worry about and only 5 damage left. I have 1 card in my hand. I forgot to refill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get 1 more from here. Come on, show me lots of demons. Well, 2 demons is all I could ever have, right? So there's that. Okay, let's see what I got. Okay, I got a few combat cards and my battle cry, which gives +1 to each unit. Can I go for the big guy? Because I'm running out of patience here. Let's see. I will be at 5, 8, 10, 11. He will be wounded. 11, 12, 13. I have a +3. That's 16. So it all depends on what I draw. And the attrition dice, of course. But I think we need to try. I think we're running out of time. So, I mean, let's try it, right? Okay. So I'm going to start with my demon. I'm going to declare the big guy as my target. And remember, he takes 18, and I have to roll the attrition die. So wish me luck. Next up, we will play, of course, this guy. And then we're going to play the guy that wounds him. Wound to draw 1 card. And this is the moment of truth. Let's see. I have 2 more cards in my hand. It's all going to depend on what I draw now. If it's money, I'm not going to be happy. And it is. Okay, it's a combat card. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna play my Chaos Lord. Now, when I play him, I can destroy or wound a participating unit. Unfortunately, that's not gonna help me because I don't have any more of those little guys that actually grows when they get wounded. Yeah, that's just too bad. And I'm gonna play all the ones that I have. So I also have the Warlock that lets me return stuff back. And just in case, at the resolution, I get to add 1 to each unit strength in your army. So I have to roll the attrition before I can count how much I got. Let's see. You've been good to me all game. Don't fail me now. Alright, I have to destroy 1 unit. That could be dangerous. Okay, so which unit to get rid of? You would think the little one, but the little one is actually a 3 because it's wounded. So I'm actually going to get rid of the Flesh Ripper. And now it is a resolution step, and this card comes into play. I would add 1 to each unit. So with that said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm already at 4. This is 4 plus 5, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17. And you would think I'm shy, but I did get this reward that lets me add +3, so I'm actually at 20. My Berserker, of course, gets destroyed, but it doesn't matter. He did what needed to be done. We got to 20, which is more than enough to defeat the big bad boss that doesn't have name. I guess his name is the Dragon Lord. Took 18, we got him, and that was it. That's a full run through of Rune Age. Hope you enjoyed it. Well, guys, there you have it. That was a full run through of Rune Age. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, thumbs up will be much appreciated. If you're not following us already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram, where we post pictures of your favorite board games. I hope to see you guys in the next video, but until then, may you play more games.